I'm really pleased to be moderating this conversation here today with Mr. Emre Hatem, Energy Group President and Board Member, Rönesans Holding and Rönesans Energy. Thank you for being here, Emre.
Thank you very much.
Now, as we're all aware, the construction sector is obviously fundamental to global development. It plays a key role in developing the infrastructure that whole communities rely on a daily basis. Having said that, we're also aware that it has a fairly large kind of carbon footprint that it has to deal with. I was reading a recent report by the Yönetim that said that 37% of global emissions can be attributed to the building value chain alone, which obviously is a pretty significant challenge that the sector is contending with, and so is the world on that road to achieving net zero. But with that in mind, Emre, I think I want to start off by asking you as to what do you think, what is kind of the gap between ambition and action in the construction sector that is holding the sector back from becoming greener? So essentially, what are the key challenges that are preventing the sector from becoming more sustainable?
Thank you very much. I think the first one would be the high initial cost of sustainable materials. If you refer to green concrete or recycled steel or some advanced insulation materials, these require high upfront costs. Even if they pay, within time, pay off within time, actually the high risk or high price perception is a barrier for the industry. Another point is the lack of supply. It's not easy to find adequate supply of, for example, green concrete or other sustainable materials. Let me give an example. The share of green concrete in the overall concrete market is 4%. And in many markets you cannot find such materials. So the supply also is a big issue for us, but it's growing in time. Another part that I should mention is the regulatory bottlenecks. The building codes and regulations are very strict. So you cannot use whatever you want. So you have to comply with the building codes, and they are not that flexible. They are evolving, but we need to upgrade our building costs as quickly as possible, so that we can use new sustainable materials in our buildings. One other point is also the demand. Paying the premium for a sustainable building is not easy for the consumers. Most of the consumers do not want to pay the premium. Some of them just consider the long-term savings and then consider to invest in such high investments. But most of the consumers see this as a high price tag. That's why we have to, I think, highlight the long-term benefits of sustainable buildings, because you save, from energy, from water, so it's payoffs. Actually, the net present value of the sustainable buildings is much higher than conventional buildings if you look to the long-term perspective. One maybe critical point as well I should mention is the financing problem. This is also very critical. You have to find new innovative financing solutions. Green bonds, green loans, sustainability-linked loans, etc. And again, if you just look to the share of the green, social, and sustainability-linked debt instruments worldwide, it reached $5.4 trillion. But compared to the $131 trillion of overall debt market, it's only 4%. So it's still very low compared to the share of renewables, for example, is going up. But the share of green finance instruments is still very low. Well, as Rönesans, actually, we have succeeded in achieving, green instruments. Last year, we issued a sustainable bond in Turkish market. Actually, it was a 350 million euro bond. We published our green finance framework, and based on this green finance framework, we committed the use of proceeds of the bond to be distributed to certain investment areas. There was a huge appetite from the investors. IFC, EBRD, DEG were the main investors, and we took twice oversubscription in such bond. So it was a good source of income for us, but this should be increasing in the coming years in order to reach our targets.
Absolutely. No, thank you for that. And just following on from something that you said, you touched upon how can, major players in the ecosystem ensure short-term profitability to kind of maximize their long-term sustainability. Are there any other kind of practical examples or, just from your experience as somebody who's representing one of those leading corporate players in the ecosystem, what more can you share in terms of what companies should be doing to strike the right balance?
Okay. Well, construction business, like many other businesses, run on tight margins. And investors and shareholders expect quick returns. So at first glance, it seems that sustainability and profitability conflict with each other. But actually, it's just the opposite. If you just check the factual data, sustainability and profitability can go hand in hand in the long run. So you have to be sustainable in order to be profitable. And as I mentioned earlier, the MPV approach is critical. So just not looking at the initial cost, you should be looking to the net present value of the investment. And if you also make a life cycle analysis, sustainable buildings and sustainable construction would make sense from that perspective, even if it has a negative impact on the short run. Another critical factor, what we have seen is that if you invest in sustainable buildings, actually this increases your rent income and also property value. For example, if you have an office building which has a green building certificate, it's very likely that you can find a big corporate tenant who can pay you the premium, a higher rent price. Actually, this is the case in Turkey. Actually, as Rönesans, we are the largest commercial real estate investor in Turkey. We have 12 shopping malls and 3 office buildings, and we own and operate around 5 million meters square of closed area, 60% of which has green building certificates. And when we check our rent income with the market, we have seen that it pays off. So we have a higher rent yield compared to our competitors because we have those green certificates. This is also a critical factor. Another part, I think, is the risk management because, the market is also evolving. The regulations are tightening, yes, with a maybe slower pace. But not engaging sustainability today will harm your business in the future. So what I say, if you are sustainable today, then you can be profitable in the future. That's why also we should be taking into account sustainability is like a hedge against the future risks of the business. So I think we should be always looking from those perspectives.
Fantastic. Yeah. We're short on time, so I also want to bring in the topic of innovation and what role innovation plays in kind of driving some of these sustainability agendas within the sector. I mean, increasingly the world is recognizing the transformative potential of AI and how AI can kind of, provide more momentum to sustainability efforts across sectors and industries. How do you think AI is going to play out in the construction sector's pursuit for greater sustainability? And also feel free to comment on any other kind of low carbon innovations that have come up of late.
Okay. Well, this is also very critical in our sector as well. Of course, with the help of new technologies and innovations, we are able to, build faster, waste less and reduce our emissions. So AI is helping us in that respect. AI is transforming how we design, construct, and operate the buildings. We are using AI in many areas. For example, let me give the example from the design phase. We are using AI in the design phase, and AI is helping us, supporting us in making right decisions. For example, let's assume a building in a certain location with certain climate conditions. If you give the information with, of course, with many other data as well, AI is precisely suggesting you the exact shape of the building, the orientation, and the building materials that you can use for better daylight and also better ventilation. So it reduces your overall energy usage. So AI is very helpful in that respect. Another example, AI is comparing CO2 emissions of each different materials and suggests the greenest one. For example, it compares the green concrete versus steel or versus a new insulation material, and then makes you a good suggestion about that. Regarding the construction process, also we are using the AI. For example, AI is making again the precise calculations how much material we need in real time, which reduces almost 20% of waste in the construction sites. This is very critical. Also, we are using, with the help of drones and sensors, AI is also tracking the real-time construction and compare it with a digital twin of the construction site. And based on the analysis, AI proactively suggests if there will be a cost overrun or a delay in the construction, etc. This is also very critical. We are using this effectively. Other new innovations in the construction sector, for example, 3D printing. Most of us know about that. With the help of 3D printing, we are reducing the waste and also the energy because we are printing exactly what we want. This is just very, very critical. Another innovation is the modular construction. So rather than constructing the building components on site, we are building them at the factories more efficiently, with less energy usage, with less emissions, and also that process is not exposed to weather conditions when you are doing it at factory. Also, it reduces the overall transport movements. So this modular construction is very critical. Well, we have a pioneer company in that sector, a company called Nedam. It's a Dutch company, actually. It's established in 1877, 100 years older than me. So it has revenues around 1.5 billion euro. We, as Rönesans, acquired that company 10 years ago. It's a Dutch-based company doing construction business mainly in Netherlands and Western Europe. They are excelled in sustainable construction activities. They had a target of being a carbon neutral by 2030 and energy neutral by 2040. They are using all those technologies in their constructions. And what we are doing, we are also a big construction company. We have currently construction sites in 3 continents and 30 countries. 35,000 people are working in our construction sites. So we are also learning from that experience. So the Nedam is a good example for our other affiliate companies. It just acts like a role model. Because sustainability issue is very important in Europe. Now we are also using it also in Turkey. And maybe last point that I should mention about that point is, according to the JLL forecasts, there will be a 70% shortage in sustainable buildings by 2030, which means demand will outpace supply. So that's why we have to increase the supply of sustainable buildings. How can we do that? We can only do it with the help of AI and new technologies, because we have to, construct the buildings faster. Otherwise, we cannot, increase the supply.
Yeah, I also want to quickly touch upon green energy and what the sector can do to better integrate green energy solutions and renewable energy solutions in its value chain. And if there's anything that Rönesans is already doing in this regard, please feel free to share those examples as well.
Well, thank you very much. Well, you mentioned rightly that 37% of the emissions are accountable for the buildings sector. You are right. Well, if you split it into two, around 10% or 10 to 12% is for the construction. So producing the construction materials plus the construction process, and around 25 to 27% is for the operation of the buildings. So this is a split. So we have to make two things. We have to make construction sites green and buildings green. So green construction sites plus green buildings. This is our target. So regarding the construction sites, in order to make them green, there are three important actions that you have to take. One is that energy efficiency. This is, the most sustainable energy is the energy you don't use. That's a fact. So we should, save the energy. We are doing it by LED, equipment or some smart sensors. This is, used frequently. Other than that, what we are doing here in our sites is that we are using the excess heat coming from the diesel generators and use it in our office, heatings. So the number one is efficiency. Second one is electrification. We have to electrify. We have to replace the fossil fuels with electricity. This is very critical. Electrification is easier in automobiles or light commercial vehicles, but it's very difficult to electrify a big truck or a crane, concrete mixer. So the construction machines, these are difficult to electrify, and these are expensive. This will, increase the price almost 2 times or 3 times. Our affiliate Ballast Nedam now runs a construction site in Netherlands, which is using full electric machines. Plus, they are generating the electricity from green sources. It's a now pilot construction site. I think it's a good success. Now we will be doing the same in other construction sites. Then the third point is the production of green electricity. You have to produce green electricity because, yes, you electrify, but if you use the grid electricity, you are using coal and natural gas as well. So you are still, emitting. So you have to invest in solar, wind, or other renewables. There are 2 options here. What you can do, you can have an on-site investment at the site. You can put a solar panel, you can put a wind turbine and produce electricity, or you can sign a PPA and get the electricity from the grid, and indirectly you are benefiting from the green electricity. And in the on-site also production, there are 2 alternatives. One is the on-grid and off-grid. In the off-grid solution, of course, then you have to invest in a battery storage in order to balance your demand and supply. Also, in Turkey, we are doing that. We have off-site, generations, which means that if you have a construction site, let's call it A location, and you have a solar plant at a different location, let's call it B, there is a financial settlement mechanism. So whatever you consume at point A can be set off the production at point B through the market mechanisms. This is also available. Now we are investing in that, segment. We are investing as Rönesans Enerji to cover the needs of the consumers. For example, our affiliate company, real estate, company, also construction sites. And now the other point is the buildings. Let's imagine a house which produces its own electricity from solar panels, also stores electricity at high production times, but also can use it at the high demand times. Charge your electric car. Also, heat or cool your house with the heat pumps, and use AI to optimize those activities. Actually, this smart greenhouse is not a dream. It's actually a reality right now. And we will not use any, fossil fuel. We will not use any coal, natural gas, etc. So I think we should be focusing on those smart buildings as well. That's what we are doing in Turkey as well. So green transformation from that perspective is in our agenda right now.
Yeah, fantastic. I think there's a clear business case for making sustainability a central part of how we build going forward. We're very out of time, but maybe a super quick question.
Would you say you've been benefited also from green financing?
Yes.
That's that's happening now.
Well, actually, yes. What we are seeing is that there is an increased interest from the lenders to, lend green finance instruments, actually. When we talk with them, I mean, currently there is not a much price difference. Very small, decreases in the overall interest rates, but still there are some other commercial advantages if you just go for the green. When you also check the financing market, it's growing very fast. It's almost growing 2 times faster than the conventional lending. So green finance will be very critical going forward. But here, the most important part of the green finance market is the green bonds, I think. Green bond market. As I said, we have successfully launched. It was the first green, let me call not green, sustainable bond in Turkish construction market. So we have been able to do that. But the volumes are still very low compared to the demand.
Fantastic. We actually don't have any time for any more questions. Is it a really, really quick one? If so, maybe we can take it. Yeah, we need to move on. Fine, I've got the directive. So please join me in thanking Emre for today's session. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.